You forget what your schedule looks like. You forget that you have needs and you need to drink water and you need to eat food and you need to feel loved and you need to, or you're just like, how's it going, man? It's fucking May, late May. You're tuning into the Pupil's Life podcast, episode number 98. Getting to that 100, dude. And yeah, man, the world doesn't feel like it's falling apart, at least to me. Maybe I'm privileged. Maybe I'm just too white. I don't know, man. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy if you stop thinking about all that, it just goes away. You know, it goes away in your mind. Obviously, the horrors are still happening in the world, but what you choose to focus on is what you choose to feel, dude. And my microphone is a little bit janky. My camera's a little bit janky. You know, that's how we do things here in the Pupil's Life. 100 episodes in, dude. No upgrades yet. Woo! That's not true. I actually have bought a microphone, dude. This microphone was not my first microphone, so fuck you, brain. Yeah, man, I don't know what's been going on with the world. What's been going on with myself. I sold all of my GameStop stock just before I started the podcast. I was like, fuck it, dude, just fuck it. And you know, I made a decent profit, made a fucking decent profit for it being my first investment. Basically doubled my money. And yeah, now I get to make mistakes because I think that I know how to invest because GME gave me wings to fly on. But I sold my fucking GameStop stock. And it just feels good to like not have to worry about that anymore because GameStop was my only stock that's like a what are you doing stock. You know, you ever fucking make an investment that you're just like, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? You know, your fucking cousin asks you for like $1,000 so you could start selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And you're like, sure, man. And then you go home and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing, man? Or you decide to go to Las Vegas and play in the World Series of Poker and you drop $1,500 and by sheer luck, you make $300 of profit, including the $1,500 that you spent to travel, to buy in, to stay at an Airbnb, et cetera, et cetera. And then you're like, what am I doing, man? I want a car, and I say that I can't have one, but I have this much in Bitcoin. I have this much in Ethereum. I have this much fuck money. You know, dude, I have so much just fuck money. I think I have more fuck money than like real adult money. And if you don't know what fuck money is, dude, fuck money is just like money where you just like, fuck it, dude. You know, like I went out bowling with my good friends, Chris and Ryan. And And dude, literally the day before Chris invited me and Ryan to go bowling, I was like, dude, you know what? This Friday, I'm just going to take it easy. This Friday, dude, I'm going to save money. And then Thursday rolls around and Chris is like, you guys want to go bowling? And I was like, you know, fuck it, dude. Just use some of my fuck it money. So we went bowling, dude. 4 rounds, $5 a round plus rental shoes. That's like $22 right there. And of course, dude, I was like, all right, I'll just go bowling and then I'll go home after bowling. You know, call it at 4 rounds, go home, probably 8:39 by the time I get home, and I'll be up early for work tomorrow. Well, 8:30 rolls around, dude. We're finishing game 4. And Ryan says, hey, how about we go get a drink at Fraser's and play some pool? And then my brain is like, I said I wanted to do this. But if I do that, then I'm going to have to go home and cook myself dinner. So if I go to Fraser's instead, I could get one of their patty melts. And there's another $14 in fucking money. And so it turns out, dude, I wanted to save money on Friday. And instead, I spent almost $40 in fucking money. And so that's what I mean when I say that I have more fucking money than regular money. Is that I just... You know, there's just a time and a place where you just are like, fuck it, dude. Like I remember this might be a fake memory, but I'm pretty sure that this is what happened. A friend of mine came to Austin for ACL, dude, in 2019. But it was like he's got Mexican money, so his money is divided by 20. When he comes here, and I remember I really wanted him to come, dude, and he was like, dude, I don't know, I really want to, but it's a lot of money and blah blah blah. And I was like, dude, fuck it, I'll just buy your ACL ticket for you. That's $100 pop right there that you don't have to worry about anymore. So whatever you thought like this is too much money, that's $100 less now, dude. Now you know you can come, right? Because I'm fucking just gonna take that pop for you. You know, and I don't even actually remember if that's what actually happened or not. But I think my memory wants me to believe that that's what happened. In reality, what probably happened is that I just like loaned it to him or something, obviously with no interest, right? Because you don't loan money to your friends with interest for some reason. You know, if you ever want to take a loan out, dude, ask a friend. Don't ask the bank. Ask a fucking friend, you know? Like if I ever went fucking broke, I'm not going to go to Chase and ask for a fucking loan, dude. I'm going to be like, hey, Rob, guess who's coming knocking? You know, just fucking... You think I could borrow $3,000? I'll pay it back, I promise. What's he gonna say? No. Go out on the streets, you know. So yeah, man. I just been spending some fuck it money. I've been spending some fuck it money, dude. And we went bowling, and bowling, dude, it's just the same thing every time, man. It's like some fucking asshole to your left or right that just doesn't know bowling ethic. And you're like lining up your shot, dude, and you're just fucking like, dude, I'm going to get a strike in this one. And then you take a step forward, and in your peripherals, you see the guy to your left fucking steamrolls you and just shoots his shot. And it just throws you completely off balance, which is why the next time I go bowling, I'm going to fashion a device. Maybe it'll be fucking cardboard, dude. I don't care what it is, but I'm going to wear something that just tunnel visions. I'm just going to wear 2 pieces of cardboard here, dude, so that I don't see anything but my lane. And that'll solve my bowling problem. Because there's a difference between spending fuck it money and feeling like, yeah, dude, that was fun. And then there's the fucking, I spent fuck it money and I just felt angry. because nobody knows proper bowling etiquette. But it's been fine, man. It's fun. At the end of the day, fuck it money is like, when I spend fuck it money, it's like it's my way of connecting with like Gandhi and Buddha. It's just like, dude, I could die tomorrow. So fuck it. What's all this money gonna do me good for? If I get fucking, if the bus doesn't stop, or if somebody, dude, you know what I think about often when I get on the bus? I have to put my bicycle on the front of the bus, right? So when the bus stops, I then have to walk in front of it and put my bicycle on it. And I always think, dude, one of these days there's going to be like a pickup truck, some drunk asshole or some angry fucking woman, just some fucking bitch, dude, or some douchebag is going to rear end the truck, dude. And it's just going to fucking flatten me. And the thing is that it's not even like I think, oh man, this is one of these days, this is how I'm going to die. No, it's just like, this is how my life is going to be ruined, because I'm going to become a paraplegic. And then I'm not going to be able to do anything, dude. Then I'm not going to be able to spend my fucking money. Then it's all going to be taken away from me. And I'm going to become a slave to the government because I'm going to owe them like 50 grand. And that's assuming that I don't get, 2 fucking metal legs so that I can fuck again. And that's assuming that I don't lose my fucking tool, Dude, dude, anytime, dude, that you think you're like fucked, just remember like, oh, dude, that's right. But I can walk and I can fuck, dude. And I can fucking swing my arms, Yeah. So I don't know. I've been spending fucking money. I've also just been going a little crazy with stocks and investments. They say don't invest emotionally. Well, guess what, man? Guess what? All there is here is emotions, dude. Yeah, sure, there's some rational thought here and there, but even that's guided by emotions. You know what I mean? Like, whoever says, dude, I hear it on Rogan all the time, and it's so fucking stupid when he's like, oh yeah, that guy is just like, he's such a logical, rational thinker. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't necessarily equate to like that formula doesn't necessarily equate to good. Dude, like you could be a fucking rational thinker and rationalize your way out of your emotions. And then who are you? Then you're fucking like my dad, dude. I've been on the fucking slow train reading. I picked up two books that I knew were going to slow me down, and that's okay. And one of them is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk or whatever. And it's been heavy, man. Like every other page, it seems like there's just Bessel will be like, and then my client said that she was repeatedly raped by her grandfather from the age of 3 to 5. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I can't even understand what that means. You ever read something so traumatic that you just don't understand what that actually means? Right? Like, there was another story in the book. There was like this woman that had met a guy and she was like really liking him. And then the guy came over and they started to have sex. And she fucking punched him in the face from her PTSD. And she goes to Bessel and she's talking about it. And it turns out, dude, that, years ago, before she met this guy, one of her ex-boyfriends had lured her into a gangbang with all of his friends and gangbang raped her. And I'm just, when I hear that, dude, I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know what that means. You know, like, I know what it means. I know what the action is, but I can't even fathom what that would do to you. You know, I just can't even begin to imagine, man. And so it's just been a heavy book to be reading. It's great. You know, it's a fucking real heavy book though. A real heavy book. And then at the same time I've been reading Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, and I just from the cover and from the synopsis and the reviews, I was like, man, I'm in for a fucking, I'm in for an adventure western. And it's that, dude. But I think I had been reading it with my positive projection, right? I was like, dude, this is like a funny book. This is a funny book, and this is like a light book. And then about halfway into the book, dude, about halfway into the book, I'm reading about, one of the central female characters gets left in the desert for, a couple hours, just in a little camp, and the Indians come by and they kidnap her. And you think, oh no, dude, now she's like kidnapped with the Indians. They're gonna have to rescue her, right? That's all you think. That's all the fucking that's as far as my positive projection went, was like, oh no, she's kidnapped, but they're gonna rescue her, right? And in that there's a gap, dude. In that positive projection, there's a gap of, no, for the next couple of chapters before they rescue her, she is going to get repeatedly raped by all of the Indians that kidnapped her. And not just that, dude, she's going to get beat up. She's not going to be fed. She's going to be just treated like a fucking animal, dude. And I was just reading this and I was like, oh, what the fuck, man? This took a dark turn. This took a real dark turn. There have been some characters that died off, right? One of them got killed by a snake bite. One of them got shot. But it's still, it's like, oh, okay, they got shot. They got bit by a snake. That happened in the Westerns. And then it's like, no, now there's a woman just that now belongs to this group of Indians. And you just don't know what that is, man. And then you remember, oh, this was in the 1800s. This was less than 200 years ago. And it fucks with you, dude. I don't know, man. It's like, I think there was a time in my life where I was able to sort of consume these horrific acts, like whether that was in, Gaspar Noé's Irreversible, that fucking sick rape scene, dude. They're just sick is what it is. Or, in books or even in my own writing, I just wanted to like be violent, dude. And now it just weighs on me, right? Like I was watching this movie Palm Springs last night with Andy Samberg. And there's a scene where, one of the female characters trips, dude, falls flat on her face on concrete. And I couldn't watch, dude. Two of her teeth were on the floor, and she was missing them in the front, and she had blood gushing out of her mouth. And I nearly fainted, dude. I nearly fainted. And so shit like that just is a lot crazier to me now. It's like, oh my God, dude. Now this image is gonna be in my head forever. And who knows how that's going to manifest in my dreams. My dreams are fucked. dude, my dreams are like, if you just, my dreams are like if Stephen King wrote them, you know? I had a dream the other day, dude. And it was a whole fucking plot, right? As they always are, where I was in a mall. No, I was in my dad's house with a bunch of my high school friends. And I was trying to convince them all, like, dude, we're going to go perform stand up. And they were all like, all right, all right. And so finally I convinced them all. We go to this mall, dude. And there's a woman there holding the mic. And she's like, all right, you guys come up. You all have to fuck me before you perform stand up though. So like each one of you will get to fuck me. And then immediately after you'll perform your set. And it's just like, what? And my friend Andre, he was first. And he was like freaking out. And I just remember looking at his face and he was like, dude, I can't do it. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm just so nervous. I can't do it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. So I fucking go up there and then somebody's like, the mall is closing. I was like, fuck, you know? And I don't know, there's just like flashes, you know? There was a flash where I remember I saw Whitney Cummings, dude, speaking to the same woman that handed me the mic. And by the way, when she handed me the mic, it wasn't even a mic anymore. It was Andre's penis that she handed me. She handed me cock and balls, and it was like this big. And I just grabbed this cock and balls, and I was about to speak into it. And the woman yelled that the mall was about to close. But I remember I saw this same woman was like Whitney Cummings' therapist. And I was just there, and I walked into their room, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was about to close the door, and they were like, no, it's okay. You can come in. And it's just like, dude, what? Well, why? Why is Whitney Cummings in my dreams? And why are all of my friends and I like in a position where we're going to fuck this woman that I don't even know who this woman is, you know? Poor woman. She just was thrown into my dream, and now she has to have sex with me and all of my friends, dude. And be Whitney Cummings' therapist. Like, dude, it's just those are my dreams, dude. And so when I see something like in Lonesome Dove where there's just this woman that's just getting passed around by Indians, I'm like, fuck, dude, okay, this is part of the real world, but like, let's just push through it, you know? And then that's not even the worst part. The worst part was that when they finally come to rescue her, like right before they rescue her, there's one of the Indians gets in a fight with another one of the Indians, and I forget their names because they're like fucking, one of them's like Blue Duck. You know, they have all these weird like Wind Whisper. Like, it's just like, it's not a real name, dude. I know you like the wind, and I know that, you know, you fucking like ducks, dude, but you don't just get to call yourself Wind Duck because you lived in the 1800s. But so these two Indians get in a fight, dude, and then a group of the other Indians come over, and they're like, "Oh yeah, dude," to the one of the Indians. They're like, "Oh yeah," and they fucking kick his face in, and they stab him. They castrate him. They shove his genitals inside of his mouth so that he's choking on them. And they scalp him as that's happening. So he's got his cock and balls in his mouth. He's choking on them. And then they fucking slit open his forehead and they start pulling the skin in his... And is this all described, dude, by a Pulitzer Prize winning writer? And I'm just gagging, dude. I'm just in bed at 9:55 p.m. trying to go to sleep, gagging because I'm reading about gangbangs and scalpings in the 1800s. And it's just fucking wild, dude. It's wild. It's wild. And it's a fucking great book, though. That's what I'll say, dude, is that it's a fucking great book. It was unexpectedly violent. Um, and even though it's fiction, dude, I feel like I'm learning about the history of the United States, you know? Especially because a lot of it takes place in Texas. And so they say, like, oh, yeah, Austin, the Indians just go ravage Austin. They fucking go tear it up, dude. And it's like, really, dude? This place that I'm in right now, 200 years ago, you could be living here and then Indians would just arrive on horseback, murder your family, well, gangbang your family, and then murder them in front of you, and then scalp you and force feed you your own balls, dude. Like, oh yeah, everybody, let's move to Austin, dude. That's where it's at, you know? And now it's just people on scooters and homeless people and people that are like complaining about people moving here. That's what Austin is, dude. Scooters, homeless people, and people that are complaining about people moving here. So, you know, you got to make a real effort now. You got to make a real effort to avoid a certain kind of mentality in Austin. Because, I don't know, man, maybe it's just people that like to complain and you know, maybe there's some truth to what they're saying, but I remember a date I went on a while ago. And the woman I was on the date with, she was working in like urban planning or something like that. And I said, okay, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this because most of what I hear is one side. And I just feel very uninformed. So I asked her, how do you like, how do we address, you know, people say that, what's it called, dude? When you fucking like put apartments in a ghetto, dude, and then it like forces the poor people out, dude. There's a word, man. It's not genocide. I mean, fuck. It's not fucking genocide. I'm just gonna fucking, dude, I'm just gonna fucking go and I'm gonna fucking, it's like people say it all the time, man. But anyway, you know what word I'm thinking about. I don't, but you know what word I'm thinking about. And I asked her about that. Like, what's it called when, or not what's it called, but I was like, how do we address that? You know, is that bad? Is it just a part of the world? She was like, well, it's just a part of change. You know, ideally, some of the areas of town where like family living is a thing, those places would also get torn down to build these apartments, and not just the poor places, but the reality is that all the meetings and all the like local council things when they decide these things, only the rich people can go because the rich people have the days off and all the poor people are working. And meanwhile, you know, your fucking Texan granddad is like going there and like, you can't take my home away. And so then they take the poor people's home away. Dude, I know the word. It ends with side. Like, I know it's not genocide, it's something side. I think it is. I don't know. But fuck, dude, it's just gonna haunt me for the rest of the podcast. And so I don't know, you know, you hear about it from people that are like, that is their field, that is their area of study. And they're like, it's just inevitable, right? A city grows, it's inevitable, you know? And I don't know, maybe maybe the life that I've built is, fuck, dude, just, maybe the life that I've built is just I don't see it, you know? I take the bus at 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. So like people say traffic. I don't see it. People say fucking the price of living is going up. Cost of living is going up. Mine's just gone down in the last 5 years. People say, you know, you can't do anything without fucking having to wait 2 hours in line. I never wait in line to do anything, right? Not more than 10 minutes, dude. Sometimes I go to the corner taco truck and maybe there's like 5 Mexican workers in front of me. I have to wait 10 minutes, dude, for their food to be made before mine. But like, I don't know, dude. But if you fucking want to go eat brunch at 2 p.m., dude, on a fucking Saturday, then of course you're going to have to wait, dude. And you better have a reservation, you know? I don't know, dude. And it's such a non-issue, right? It's like you go somewhere and there's a reservation that you didn't make, and then you're like, oh, sorry, it's booked up. And you're like, okay, dude, there's 5,000 other places that I can eat. I wanted to eat here. Bummer. There's 5,000 other places that I can go eat, dude. So it's a non-issue. And fuck, dude, what's that word? It's like suburbanized or fucking, you know, just not genocide. Why does fucking genocide keep coming to me? I don't know, man. Point is, I still love Austin, man. And you'll never hear me complain about it. You know? Cut to 3 years from now, I'm still on the podcast, episode fucking 563. And I'm like, dude, you know what, dude? Fuck this place. I'm moving to Kansas. Yeah, man. You know, one of the positive things about this whole growth in Austin is comedy. I went to my first comedy show where it's not like where it's not amateurs on the bill, and where it's not just one big comedian doing like a full set. I went to my first kind of like Comedy Store comedy show, right? Fucking on the bill was Mike Eaton, who's a local Austin comedian. He opened. Well, actually, the host, Adam Hartle, he opened. This was all a Sunset Strip comedy. It was Adam Hartle was the host, dude. I don't know who that is, but he was kind of funny. Mike Eaton, and then Joey Avery, dude, San Franciscan. And then they had fucking, what's his name, dude? Fahim Anwar. They had Ian Edwards. They had Whitney Cummings. They had Giannis Papas close it out, dude, and some guy named Isan Ahmad or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, I get to see 4 top comedians in one night for $50. And they each did like 20, 25 minutes, maybe 15 to 25. And it's so different, you know, when you go to an open mic in Austin, or when you go to like the Buzzkill at Buzzmill kind of, you know, hour and a half long shows where it's local Austin comedians, and sometimes they're fucking real funny, some of them. But for the most part, you know, they're amateurs and they're still building up to becoming like real fucking good. And when I went to this show, it was just like everyone was killing, dude. Everyone was killing, and everybody was like just uproar laughter after uproar laughter after uproarious laughter, dude, after uproarious laughter after uproarious laughter. And it just was like, holy shit, dude, this is like a workout, you know? It's like a workout to go to like a real fucking tight comedy show. And yeah, you know, dude, I spent, you know, a little bit of fuck it money to go do that. But it was a blast. And now I have the website, the Sunset Strip website, saved on a tab on my phone, and I go into it every now and then just to see who the next comedians are going to be, you know? The Creek and the Cave, dude. They had Tim Dillon, Tom Segura, and Joe Rogan one night, like all in the same night. And it's like, you know, that was unheard of before in Austin. And now it's just going to become commonplace. And they say comedians are the most important artists. You know, that's arguable. I don't think that's true, but I think they're one of the most important. And a lot of them are moving to Austin. So like, there's a lot of positives, man. I don't know. There's a lot of positives. And for some reason, maybe I'm just like attached to this place and I don't want to believe that it's changing. So I choose to believe that it's just growing and getting better. Yeah. But it was, the show was great, man. Like during Whitney's set, Giannis Papas came in through the back and just stood against the wall watching. And I really don't care about Whitney Cummings, dude. But I was there mostly to see Giannis and Ian Edwards. And I was just looking at fucking Giannis like, man, does he think she's funny? You know, does he think she's as funny as people laughing are right now? Because she killed, dude. There's no arguing. She's fucking very successful, very great. I just don't find her very funny myself. And I'm sure that Giannis has heard her set 50 times already, dude. But when he was watching, he was just like not missing a beat, dude. Not laughing a single time. And it just sort of made me feel validated, you know, like, fuck yeah, dude. Giannis doesn't think she's funny either, right? He probably does, dude. But I was just running with it. In other news, I've got one chapter left to go for my book. And scratch my throat a little bit. What else, dude? What the fuck else? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have this thing that's been on my notes to talk about on the podcast for a while now. And I never talked about it. And so it got kind of like, okay, this is kind of irrelevant now, but it's sort of gained some relevancy now because I've begun to sort of take a different perspective on the idea. And the idea was basically, you know, that what I used to tell myself in dating, what I used to tell myself whenever I got scared or nervous, you know, when I started to feel things for people, or when I started to become like, oh, I'm not just like gonna never see this person ever again. I used to tell myself, like, remember, you can decide, like, at any moment, you can decide, I don't want to be with this person anymore. And then that's when it's over. You know, that is always within your arsenal. And I don't even mean arsenal like in a fighting way. I just mean like that is one of your options. And I realized, man, it was because I was scared. Right. And I've talked about this a little bit before, just that my goal, my subconscious goal when I was dating up until like the last 2 months when it sort of started to shift was like, I'm going to fucking find everything that this person that I'm going to find all the negatives with this person, because then I don't have to like them. And I think that this thing that I used to think was like, oh, this is a good reminder. You know, at any point I can decide, fuck it, dude, I'm done. And I sort of see it as like, oh man, I was afraid. And I was just like holding on to this kind of ace under my sleeve of like, if at any point it gets tough, man, or if at any point you start to feel scared, dude, you just say fuck it, right? Like this reminder that like, just to like always stay one step back. And I think in some ways it really is an important thing for me to remember. It's important for someone like me, whose default is like, if I lose this person, I'm never going to find anyone again, right? It's important to remember, hey, okay, dude, that's your conditioning. Maybe a healthier approach is, remember, it's your decision whether you're with this person or not. Instead of even looking at it as, if I lose this person, right, all of a sudden you're a fucking victim. If I lose this person, if this person decides they don't fucking want to see me anymore, then I'm never going to find anyone again. And it's like, okay, it's not even about whether that's true or not. It's about, that isn't the right frame to look at it as or through. And instead just change the frame. It's like, I get to decide if I am still happy or if I'm not, and I can decide to sort of end things when I feel like I need to end things or not. I can also decide the opposite, but that's my choice. And that was really helpful. That was really helpful. And it still is helpful to remember, this is my choice, dude. And paired with that, I think there was this fear of like, I don't ever want to give up all of my, what's it called? Not authority, but like agency. And it's not that I have to give up my agency, but when you meet somebody, dude, and you start to develop feelings for them, there is this sort of, you do have to compromise if you want to be with them, right? You don't have to compromise how you feel and fake feelings. But if you have feelings for this person and you want to sort of start to establish some kind of relationship, whatever that looks like, there does have to come some compromise with that. And I think I was using this sort of, remember, dude, you could fucking end this whenever you want. If something happens and you think that this isn't healthy anymore, dude, you can end it. Like, you're not trapped. I was using that as like, I don't have to compromise, because, dude, compromise is scary. Compromise is scary, man. It's like, and dude, I didn't realize this, but being like actually being vulnerable is fucking terrifying to me. And there's levels to vulnerability. And there's the level of like, dude, fucking let's go to an open mic, bro. And they're like, nah, man, that's fucking scary, right? And it's like, if you do it, then yeah, you're being vulnerable, dude. You're putting yourself out there. That's one level of like, oh no, strangers are gonna make fun of me or think that I'm stupid if I don't do well. Very low impact. And then there's the level of vulnerability where you think you're being vulnerable, right? Which for me was like, I'm going to tell you about my sort of my life, dude, and my past. And like, oh, what's your book about? It's like, oh, well, fucking da 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 da. And I was like, oh, I'm being vulnerable. And it's like, and then, dude, and then there's the level of vulnerability where it's like, somebody sees a part of you that even you don't want to see. And a part of you that you sort of forget exists. And that's when you're like, fucking, you become like a fucking, like a fucking squirrel, dude. You're just like, where's the next threat coming from? And that, dude, that is fucking terrifying to me. And when that happens, dude, with this woman that I've been seeing, it's happened a couple times, right? where, you know, I'm either like overcome with this fear, dude, this fear of abandonment, or overcome with this fear of like not being liked, or just very self-conscious, like you know, and it all stems from low self-esteem, and yes, this fear of being abandoned, because maybe at some point in my life I did feel abandoned. But when that happens, dude, it's just like I'm just like, fuck, dude, like that's just fucking scary, man, because then the person's seeing you, you know, it's like you just walked out of a shower, dude, naked, and your window was open and your neighbors are looking at you and they're like, and you know, and you're just like, fucking, you cover your fucking balls up because you're naked and you're like, oh my god, my fucking upstairs neighbors, not upstairs, fucking, my next door neighbors just saw me full throttle out of the shower, dude, dripping wet balls. It's like being pants, dude. Even better than that. It's like being fucking getting your pants pulled down in front of the whole school, dude. You know, it's like that's what it feels like to me when I reach that level of vulnerability. Because it's always never a conscious choice, right? It's almost never like, all right, I'm gonna allow myself to be fully seen, dude. It's just like, what's happening, dude? What is happening right now? And why? Um, and and yeah, man. So just this idea that I was like, I think it was just holding me back from experiencing that, right? Because it's terrifying, man. But it's also like when you work through that with somebody, when you work through those moments with somebody, it's I love, dude, Brene Brown's fucking metaphor is perfect. It's like putting a penny in the jar, you know? And and that's what a relationship is. You just start putting pennies in the jar, building trust, dude, building a foundation, building communication. And then if you do something to lose somebody's trust or you break somebody's trust, it's like shattering the jar. And you got to start over, dude. You know, you got to start over. You got to start building it back up. And maybe there's a couple pennies that you start off with in a new one, right? Because you're not strangers anymore. But when you work through those moments that feel so uncomfortable and so painful, and you not only allow yourself to be seen, but the person that you allow yourself to be seen with actually sees you, dude, that is fucking, that's a game changer, man. That's a game changer, because then you just, then it's not like, oh, I like this person because they're pretty and they're funny and they're this. No, it's like, oh, dude, this person and I all of a sudden experience this deep moment of vulnerability and connection. And there's still all the other things, right? They're still pretty, they're funny, they're, you know, kind, they're fucking smart. But there's also this less sort of logical and rational plane of existence where it's like this person understands that I am a flawed human being, and it's just fucking, it's wild, dude. It's wild. And it's not like a fun thing, you know. It's never been a fun thing. The moment after, you know, when you fucking finally work through it and you're like, ah, all right, and you let your fucking, your ego lets loose of you and it lets you go, dude, from its fucking death grip. In that moment, you do feel fucking like, ah, okay, whew, all right, man, all right, this is fucking great. But until that happens, I'm just like, dude, sometimes I can't even speak. Um, sometimes I can't even speak. Sometimes I can't even hear myself think, because it's just a fucking dude. That's what my thoughts are. It's like just and each is like a full thought. You know, it's just like it's just like that was like 60 thoughts I just had, like and at the same time somebody in front of you is like what's going on, how are you feeling, and you're just like you know, like, and you're like, which one do I pick, dude? I didn't hear anything but like, what thought do I pick to share with this person? How am I feeling? You know, you get another 60 injected thoughts, right? You get another 60. You're just like, you just, you know, all of a sudden you're on 6 grams of mushrooms, and you're like, you forget what your schedule looks like. You forget that you have needs, and you need to drink water, and you need to eat food, and you need to feel loved, and you need to, you're just like, and you just forget that you exist for a second, and you're just frozen in this moment of like, do I let this person see me and potentially risk feeling what I've felt in the past on top of the shame that I already feel for feeling this? Or do I pretend that I can get away with not actually being vulnerable and then go down that fucking rabbit hole, you know? That's relationships, dude. You know, that's fucking relationships for you. So I don't know, man. It's fun to talk about sometimes, and sometimes I wonder how much of this is actually making any sense, you know, and how much of it is just me, dude, and how much of it is just abstract. Right? Because it's easy, you know, it's easy to look at people and think they probably don't go through this, right? They're probably fucking, their relationship is probably fucking tight, dude. Just fucking airtight. But, you know, I think most of the times that's not really true. Most of the times that's not really true. And which is why it's important to share, because I don't ever want people to think that my life is something that it isn't, you know? Not that I care. Like, I don't fucking care what you think my life is, dude. But I don't ever want anyone to look at my life and then think like, man, he's just doing this so well, dude, and I'm never going to do that. It's like, dude, look through the veil. Or look through the veil. Sorry, not veal. Look through the veil. And just try to see the real person, you know? Because I'm fucking, dude, I'm the last person that anyone should feel that way about. Like if anything, dude, I want my, you know, my fucking gravestone, dude, should say like, he always reminded everybody that, you know, there's no difference between us and them, dude. And the them being, you know, successful people that you read about in books and magazines, and fucking your favorite author, dude, and your favorite painter and your favorite musician. Like, there's no difference between, if you're a musician, dude, and you make songs and you put them up on Spotify, dude, it doesn't matter if you have 1 listener or 1 million. There is no difference between you and fucking Taylor Swift. There's no difference between you and the fucking Strokes, you know? If you're making music, you're a musician. If you're writing, dude, you're a writer. If you're, you know, as long as you're doing the thing, dude, then there's no difference. So I don't know, dude. That's the pupil's life. That's the episode. That's the week. I hope some of that resonates with you. I know last week I was feeling a little bit more sort of in the midst of perhaps one of those moments of vulnerability. And over the last week, I felt like, you know, I've been I've been sitting with that, and I've been making good decisions in regard to my feelings, and I've been, I've been fucking courageous, dude. I've been letting myself be seen, and also not really falling apart when it happens. So wherever you are, dude, whatever point you are in your life, just keep on keeping on, dude. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it feels like it's not good, and even in those times, it's good. It's all just to figure it out. It's all just to figure it out. And as long as you got some fuck it money to spend, dude, and as long as you got, you know, as long as you got yourself, at the end of the day, it's all to figure it out. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, man. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you next week. That's the pupil's life. All right, take care. Have a fucking wonderful, wonderful end of May.